Why is there so much Halloween surf stuff? I'm endlessly fascinated by Halloween songs because, unlike Christmas songs, only very few songs have been accepted by the public as the core themes of Halloween. If you go to a Halloween party, you'll hear Monster Mash, you'll hear Thriller on a loop. Maybe This Is Halloween is in there too. And then the host of the party will get bored and put on Sabrina Carpenter or something. I wanted to poll people to see what Halloween songs people know and enjoy. So I asked my Patreon supporter what Halloween music they listen to, and 100% of them commented, Ice Nine Kills. Incidentally, if you'd like to support me on Patreon, the link is in the description. I give my viewers early access and a shout out at the end of the video. I upload exclusive artwork. Also, please like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell icon, all that YouTube stuff. Happy Halloween. But if you do some digging, you'll find so many attempts over the years to make the next great spooky, ghoul-tide Halloween song that the kids will be singing.
Better beware, better take care, 'cause if you don't, you'll go along with him.
For example, did you know that Dracula did an album?
I want to bite your head, shoot! I want to bite your head!
So Count Dracula, it turns out, has a very eclectic taste in music. His album contains a bossa nova song,
Let's dance the monster, bossa nova!
a country western, hootenanny,
Oh, I come from Transylvania, with a black cape and a hat.
and most presciently, you'll notice track 9 is called Surf Monster.
Oh, he's the surf monster, yay, yay, surf monster, yay, yay.
He looks like a man, but he's covered with scales. This
Surf Monster is a kitschy rock number about a surfing sea monster.
Cowabunga!
And I described that one as prescient because I can't find any other Halloween bossa nova songs or country western hootenannies, but if you search on Spotify and YouTube, you will find albums upon albums, playlists upon playlists of Halloween surf rock. Just all these album covers of surfing Frankensteins and mummies and what is this? Why? How did this come to be? So in this video, I'll delve into the perennial presence of Halloween surf rock. Where it started, how it started, and how we've all heard it and we all kind of associate it with the season without realizing. Halloween surf rock was brought by the Irish to the New World. It has pagan origins and... no, not really. So this foreboding sound emerged as an offshoot of the already prominent Southern California sound that was taking the 60s by storm, surf rock. And surf rock already is a little spooky. It's got that echoey guitar, and all the songs are so exhilarating, and this thrill makes it perfectly suited for Halloween, a thrilling holiday. I wonder if psychologically, if that chord progression that's in so many of these songs, like dun 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 dun, is supposed to fill you with a sense of dread. Like maybe it descends because you descend a wave. I don't know music theory. I do cartoons. Surf culture and surf imagery blew up in the early 60s. It was this youthful, sunny escapism for anyone from Iowa to Santa Monica. The Beach Boys, Beach Blanket Bingo, The Ventures, it had all hit the mainstream. But surfers themselves still represented a counterculture, and out of this would come grittier, grungier sounds out of garage groups, underground bands. Spooky surf was more foreboding and spectral than Surfin' USA would have been. Surfing had a lot of cultural carryover with skateboarders and hot rodders. Think of Rat Fink sketches, for instance. Pretty spooky-ooky, right? You can already see the tangential connections to monsters and this music. Concurrent with surf music peaking in American culture was Halloween, and particularly Halloween parties by the 1960s. You saw the emergence of mass-produced store-bought costumes.
Are you male or female?
Male.
New traditional party games. I'd imagine statistically year over year, more apples were bobbed in 1960 than in 1959. And with this rise in celebration of the holiday in America, more Halloween music than ever was being produced.
Halloween, Halloween, ooh, Halloween.
Some tackier than others. So it really is the coalescence of these two broad cultural shifts amongst American youth. Surf rock, Halloween parties, it's very different things, but they work in tangent together perfectly like peanut butter and jelly. It was the right things at the right time. JJ McCullough does an amazing job in his video breaking down the emergence of these iconic Halloween monsters. But in short, the TLDR, as Redditors say, is that characters like witches, ghosts, and scarecrowy pumpkins existed within American folklore as icons of Halloween for years, and Universal's monster movies like Dracula, Frankenstein, and The Mummy brought monsters from literature and history and more folklore into the mainstream.
My blood now flows through her veins.
And through years of relentless re-releases, sequels, spin-offs, crossovers, and spoofs, by the 1960s, these characters were flanderized and demystified into literal cereal mascots.
But I've got chocolate sweeties for monstrous chocolate flavor.
Well, I've got berry-flavored sweeties for monster strawberry flavor.
A funny recontextualization from high-concept, legitimately haunting figures into drive-in theater schlock. And now, surfers! Movies also just become more quaint with time, so whatever fear these characters had once struck in audiences was whittled away. As far as the music that was being made for these Halloween parties, holiday music kind of just always takes the form of whatever music's popular at the time.
I'm telling you why, Santa Claus.
I feel like whenever people hear a pop song from the 1940s, they'll say, oh, this sounds like Christmas music. We just tend to think holiday music sounds old. Newer exceptions only really earn their keep with time. So in addition to surf music, you had the Monster Mash, which is a groovy pop song. Halloween Spooks is a jazz song. So on and so forth. I would also call the Scooby-Doo theme and the Munsters theme pop rock, although they do borrow loosely from surf rock. Surf rock not only defined surf culture and Halloween music, but it also defined spy movie music as well. And that's not to say they did not try to surfify other holidays. The Beach Boys and the Ventures both did Christmas albums. But even the Beach Boys' Christmas album puts far more emphasis on horns and bells and traditional Christmas sounds than it does surf guitar. So it didn't stick. By the early to mid-1970s, pop culture had more or less moved on from the surf mania of the 60s, and that sound would dwindle. But in the late 1980s and out through the 90s, you would see renewed interest in all things mid-century kitsch. You could especially see that in cartoons from the time.
Hey, Pop's Diner.
This specific revival is what the Aesthetics Wiki refers to as googie kitsch, or whatever the B-52s are. This is the era of Elvira and late-night horror movie reruns on television.
And me, Elvira, Saturdays beginning at 10 p.m., nowhere else.
Especially classic B horror movies. And with this, Halloween surf rock would come back in a big way. In fact, most of these Halloween surf records that I can find on Spotify are dated from the 90s, either as re-releases of older music or new music done in the old style. The Ghastly Ones is perhaps the most famous of these revival groups. They formed in 1996, but they sound like they could be from 1966, so the nostalgia was strong. And it still is. There's plenty of albums still coming out of spook rock. What's funny is for all the music that was made of mummies and werewolves and zombies surfing, I couldn't really find much as far as movies or shows or footage of this. Here's Batman though. Instead of the Joker plotting a terrorist attack, he's challenging Batman to a surf competition.
Joker's good. What a kick turn.
In my last video about the Pixar directors and student films they've worked on, I briefly mentioned a 1982 film that Tim Burton and his friends filmed on weekends called Luau.
Bob, as the supreme being, I challenge you to a surfing contest. If I win, I receive your body.
What happens if I lose?
If I lose, I receive his.
It's available on YouTube, and I highly recommend you watch that if you have a high tolerance for old movie stupidity like I do.
Oh, my crab assistant Steve. You must listen to my commands carefully. Go kill Bob until he's defenseless, and then bring him to me so I can kill him.
There were so many B surfer movies from the 60s that are just awful schlock, but I love them.
Oh my, oh why I should. Hey, that reminds me, did I bring my hot dog buns? Gonna get some.
Not any of them really have the traditional Halloween monsters, but you do have plenty with sea monsters. I recommend you go check out The Horror of Party Beach. The Beach Girls and the Monster. Something I did find that I really enjoy is that it's become a bit of a tradition among surfers on Halloween to surf in costume. There's tons of footage of that, and that's so fun to watch. Holiday movies and songs achieve a certain immortality that other films just do not. And they do restrain themselves. They are relatively more niche, and they do restrain themselves to being viewed only 1 month out of the year or so, which doesn't sound like a lot, but these become tradition. People watch these year over year. These movies and shows become so ingrained with tradition that it's the same thing as putting decorations up for a lot of people. People might watch a movie like Taxi Driver only once in their life. The Ghastly ones are still together. They're on Instagram if you want to go follow them. I also recommend the Deadly Ones, the Ghouls, the Bomboras, the Gruesomes, Los Straitjackets, the Surfboard 6 featuring Count Drac. Man, Dracula really is, he really had a successful music career. People forget that about him. All they talk about is the blood and the killing and the accent. They don't talk about the art. Devil's Brigade, the surf zombies. There's millions of these. And all anyone knows to listen to during Halloween is they did the mash. They did the monster mash. So for all of the surf rock Halloween songs, albums, and playlists that we found together, where's the impact? Why don't we know any of these? Why can't any of us even name a single song? Well, ball's in our court now, isn't it? Halloween is coming up, and I would love so much if these songs got played at people's Halloween parties. In addition to Thriller and Monster Mash, I gave those songs a hard time. I like those songs, but I think this will be a great Halloween, an even better Halloween, if we can bring these songs to the mainstream. A huge shout out to my paying patron, Odd Dog Warrior. If you'd like a shout out at the end of my next video, feel free to support me on Patreon. Happy Halloween, happy haunts.
Come